The massive white hull of the UNHS Mercy gleamed under the distant starlight as it cruised through the quiet sector of space. Dr. Catherine Walsh stood at the observation deck, her gray eyes fixed on the endless expanse before her. 20 years of medical service had left subtle traces of silver in her brown hair, but her dedication to healing remained as strong as ever. "Dr. Walsh, you're needed in Medical Bay 3, the ship's AI announced softly. Catherine smiled. Another day of routine checks was beginning. The Mercy wasn't just any hospital ship. Once, it had been the pride of Earth's carrier fleet, but now its weapon bays stored medical supplies, and its fighter hangars had become emergency treatment centers. At least, that's what everyone believed. Captain Peter Martinez sat in his command chair, reviewing their current mission parameters. His weathered face reflected the responsibilities of commanding the largest hospital ship in the United Nations fleet. "Status report." He called out to his bridge crew. "All systems normal, Captain." First Officer Alan Carter responded, his fingers dancing across the holographic display. "We're on schedule to reach the Ming colony in 3 days." Lisa Brooks, the head nurse, met Catherine in Medical Bay 3. Her red hair was tied back in a neat bun as she checked the vital signs of their current patients. "Doctor, the new batch of synthetic blood is ready for testing," she said, handing over a datapad. The Ming colony had reported a severe outbreak of radiation sickness after their planetary shield generators malfunctioned. The Mercy carried enough medical supplies and equipment to treat 10,000 patients. Its massive hull housed 50 operating theaters, 200 intensive care units, and some of the finest medical minds humanity had to offer. Catherine walked through the pristine white corridors, nodding to passing crew members. The ship felt alive under her feet, its gentle hum a constant reminder of their mission, to help those in need. She had just reached her office when the ship's eye spoke again, this time with a note of urgency. "Bridge to Dr. Walsh." Captain Martinez's voice came through clearly. "We need you up here immediately." When Catherine arrived at the bridge, she found the usual calm atmosphere replaced with tense concentration. On the main view screen, a strange vessel drifted in space. Its design was like nothing she had ever seen before. Organic curves mixed with crystalline structures that seemed to pulse with internal light. "We picked it up on long-range sensors," Alan explained, his voice low. "It's not matching any known configurations in our database, and it's broadcasting what appears to be a distress signal." Peter turned to Catherine, his dark eyes serious. "Doctor, I need your medical opinion. We're picking up life signs, but they're unlike anything we've encountered before. If these are aliens, if they need help, we help them," Catherine said firmly. "That's what we do. That's what the Mercy stands for." The captain nodded slowly. "Agreed. But we proceed with caution. Lisa," he called over the comm, "prepare Medical Bay 1 for possible alien physiology. Susan, keep trying to decode that distress signal." Communications Officer Susan Mitchell's fingers flew over her console. "Captain, I'm getting fragments. Translating now. They're asking for medical assistance. They have wounded aboard." The bridge crew exchanged glances. In all of humanity's space exploration, they had yet to encounter sentient alien life. If this was first contact, it was happening on a hospital ship. Catherine felt her heart rate increase. Everything she knew about medicine might be useless with an alien species, but she was ready for the challenge. "Captain, my team can handle this. We've trained for xenobiology scenarios." "Very well," Peter said, straightening in his chair. "Take us in, Helm. Nice and easy. Let's show them that humanity honors its commitment to helping those in need, no matter who they are." As the Mercy changed course, none of its crew realized they were about to spark events that would reveal humanity's greatest secret. The massive hospital ship, symbol of peace and healing, was about to become the catalyst for a war that would reshape the galaxy. The true purpose of the Mercy, hidden beneath its peaceful exterior, would soon be revealed. But for now, they were simply doing what they did best, answering a call for help. The alien ship grew larger on the Mercy's view screen as they approached. Susan Mitchell's hands trembled slightly as she worked to refine the translation of their distress signals. The bridge crew watched in silence as First Officer Alan Carter guided their approach. "Dr. Walsh, you need to see this." Lisa's voice came through the comm system. Catherine hurried to Medical Bay 1, where the head nurse was reviewing sensor data from the alien vessel. "These life sign readings, they're getting weaker by the minute." Catherine studied the bio readings on the screen. Though alien, she could recognize the patterns of critical trauma. "How many?" "At least 300 wounded," Lisa replied, her face pale. "And those are just the ones our sensors can detect." Captain Martinez's voice filled the medical bay. "Doctor, we're establishing a sealed corridor between our ships. Are your teams ready?" Catherine looked at her assembled medical staff, all in sealed bioprotection suits. They had drilled for this, but reality was different from practice. "Ready, Captain. We're going in." The connection between the ships felt solid under Catherine's feet as she led the first medical team across. The alien vessel's interior was a maze of crystalline corridors filled with a pale blue light. The air was thick with an acrid smell that penetrated even their sealed suits. They found the first survivors in what appeared to be a large chamber. Tall, slender beings with iridescent skin lay wounded on the floor. Their bodies seemed to shimmer even in their injured state. And their eyes, they had 3 of them, were filled with fear and pain. "I am Catherine Walsh," she said clearly, hoping the universal translator would convey her meaning. "We're here to help." One of the aliens stepped forward, less injured than the others. "I am Celera." The translator converted their musical language. "We are Neridians, the Valdari." They attacked without warning. As Catherine's team began treating the wounded, Celera explained their situation. The Neridians were a peaceful species who had refused to submit to the Valdari Dominion's demand for resources. The response had been swift and brutal. "All medical teams, proceed with caution," Catherine broadcasted. "Multiple trauma types, heavy radiation exposure. Priority to the most critical cases first." Back on the Mercy's bridge, Alan Carter monitored the rescue operation. "Captain, long-range sensors are picking up something. 3 ships, configuration unknown." Susan's console lit up with new signals. "Captain, we're being hailed. It's not the same language as the Neridians." The view screen flickered to life, showing a harsh, angular face. The being's skin was gray and metallic, with cybernetic implants visible along its jaw. "This is Commander Vextel of the Valdari Dominion. You are harboring fugitives. Surrender them immediately." Peter Martinez stood from his command chair, his voice firm. "This is Captain Martins of the United Nations Hospital Ship Mercy. We are a neutral medical vessel treating wounded civilians. Under interstellar law and basic humanitarian principles, we cannot and will not surrender patients under our care." The Valdari commander's cybernetic eye glowed red. "Your species is unknown to us. You have no standing to invoke any laws. Remove yourself from this sector, or be destroyed with the rebels." "Sir," Ellen reported quietly, "they're powering up weapon systems." Peter's jaw tightened. "Dr. Walsh, how long do you need to stabilize the critical patients?" "At least 30 minutes, Catherine's voice came back, strain evident in her tone. "Captain, some of these people won't survive a move right now. You have 5 minutes to comply," the Valdari commander announced. Peter looked at his bridge crew, seeing the same determination in their eyes that he felt. "Commander Vextel, we decline. The Mercy does not abandon patients." The transmission cut off abruptly. Susan's hands flew across her console. "They're charging weapons. 3 ships moving to surround us. All medical teams, secure your patients," Peter ordered. "Bridge crew, initiate emergency protocols." He paused, his hand hovering over a hidden panel in his command chair. "And may God forgive us for what we're about to reveal." The Valdari ships opened fire, their energy weapons illuminating the darkness of space. What they didn't know was that they had just made the biggest mistake in their empire's history. They had attacked a wolf in sheep's clothing, and humanity's greatest deception was about to be exposed. The first blast from the Valderi ships rocked the Mercy, making the deck plates shudder. In Medical Bay 1, Catherine braced herself against a bed, protecting her injured Neridian patient. Around her, her medical team worked frantically to secure the wounded. All hands, brace for evasive maneuvers. Captain Martinez's voice echoed through the ship. On the bridge, he turned to his tactical officer. "Gregory, what are we dealing with?" Gregory Phillips studied his readouts intently. 3 Valderi warships, sir. Heavy cruiser class. Their weapons are powerful, but their shield technology seems primitive compared to ours. The ship rocked again. In engineering, Chief Maria Rodriguez was already running to the hidden panels that concealed the Mercy's true nature. Her hands flew across sealed control systems that hadn't been touched in years. "Bridge, this is engineering. We can give you defensive systems in 2 minutes. Weapons will take longer." "We don't have 2 minutes," Alan Carter called out as another blast hit them. "Shields at 60%. Peter Martinez made his decision. "Maria, give me everything you can. Susan, send an encrypted burst transmission to Earth Command. Code Black. Gregory, prepare to bring our point defense grid online." Catherine's voice came through the comm. "Captain, we've got 70 critical patients who can't be moved. Whatever you're going to do it fast." The Valderi commander's face appeared on the screen again. "This is your final warning. Surrender or be destroyed." Peter stood tall. "This is the only warning you'll get, Commander. Break off your attack on a medical vessel or face the consequences." The Valderi's laugh was cold and metallic. "You are in no position to make threats." The transmission cut off as all 3 enemy ships opened fire simultaneously. "Now, Maria," Peter shouted. Deep within the Mercy's hull, systems that had laid dormant for years hummed to life. Panels along the ship's bright white hull slid aside, revealing rows of point defense turrets. The supposedly decorative blue lines running along the ship's length lit up with power as military-grade shields snapped into place. "Shields at full power," Gregory reported with a grin. "Point defense grid online." "Sir, you should see their sensor readings. They're confused as hell." The next Valderi blast splashed harmlessly against the Mercy's now reinforced shields. In engineering, Maria worked furiously to bring more systems online. "Captain, I can give you main weapons in 3 minutes. These systems haven't been activated in years." Peter nodded grimly. "Buy us time. Gregory, show them why you don't corner a wounded animal." The point defense grid opened up, filling space with a web of defensive fire. The Valderi ships, expecting an easy kill, suddenly found themselves facing a vessel that could bite back. "Sir," Susan called out, "I'm picking up signals between their ships. They're trying to figure out what we are." In Medical Bay 1, Catherine felt the change in the ship's vibration. The Mercy was awakening, transforming from a healer to a warrior. She caught Lisa's worried look. "Keep working," she ordered her team. "Our job hasn't changed. We save lives, no matter what's happening outside." The Valderi ships began to spread out, trying to find a weak point in the Mercy's defenses. They had expected a helpless medical vessel. Instead, they faced something unprecedented. Main weapons coming online. Maria's voice was tense with concentration. "Whatever's in those Neridian wombs, Captain, it's not just radiation. Their attackers used some kind of bioweapon. These monsters need to be stopped." Peter's expression hardened. "Agreed. Gregory, target their weapon systems only. Let's show them what happens when you mistake humanity's mercy for weakness." The hospital ship's hull continued to transform. White panels shifted to reveal missile tubes and energy weapon ports. The Mercy was living up to its hidden designation. UNHS Mercy, first of the Trojan Horse class of battleships disguised as medical vessels. "Sir," Alan called out. 2 more Valderi ships just dropped out of faster-than-light travel. Peter allowed himself a small smile. Good. Send the signal, Susan. It's time to wake up the rest of the fleet. Let's show these bullies what happens when you push humanity too far. The Mercy's main guns extended from their hidden bays, power building in their cores. The hunter was about to become the hunted, and the galaxy was about to learn an important lesson about underestimating humanity's preparedness for war. Maria Rodriguez's hands moved with practiced speed through the Mercy's engineering systems. Sweat rolled down her face as she worked to bring more weapons online. Around her, her engineering team was discovering that beneath the medical equipment, their ship housed some of the most advanced military technology humanity had ever created. "Chief, look at this," one of her engineers called out. "These power conduits, they're not just for medical equipment. The whole system is designed to channel energy to weapons." Maria nodded as she rerouted power from non-essential systems. 20 years of hiding in plain sight. Now we show them what we've got. The ship shuddered as another Valdari blast struck their shields. In the security center, Chief Daniel Foster coordinated with his teams as they helped move patients to safer sections of the ship. "Medical Bay 3 is secure," he reported to the bridge. "Dr. Walsh, we're ready for more wounded." Catherine's voice came back strained but determined. "Good work, Daniel. We've got 30 more critical patients to move. The Neridians are helping where they can." On the bridge, Gregory Phillips watched as the two new Valdari ships joined the attack. "Captain, they're trying to surround us. But their tactics, they're sloppy. They've never faced anyone who could fight back." Peter Martinez stood at his command station, watching the battle unfold. "Susan, has Earth Command acknowledged our signal?" "Yes, sir." Susan's eyes widened as she read the incoming transmission. "Captain, they're ordering all hospital ships in the sector to shed their disguise. We're not alone." The news spread through the ship like wildfire. The Mercy wasn't unique. Every major hospital ship in human space was actually a heavily armed warship in disguise. Humanity had hidden its military might in plain sight, spreading its forces under the guise of humanitarian aid. In engineering, Maria finally accessed the last sealed system. "Bridge, main guns are hot. All weapons systems online." The Mercy's transformation was now complete. Its pristine white hull had shifted to reveal its true nature, weapon ports gleaming with charged energy. The Valdari ships held their position, clearly uncertain about this unexpected development. "Sir," Alan reported, "we're picking up multiple faster-than-light signatures. 3 more Valdari ships incoming. But also something else. Something bigger." Catherine made her way to the bridge, leaving Lisa in charge of the medical bays. She arrived just in time to see the space around them light up with new arrivals. The UNHS Hope and UNHS Comfort dropped out of faster-than-light travel, their own transformations already underway. "About time they showed up," Peter said with a smile. "Susan, open a channel to all ships, including the Valdari." The view screen showed the Valdari commander's face, now noticeably less confident. "What trickery is this?" he demanded. "You dare to disguise warships as medical vessels." "No trickery, Commander," Peter replied calmly. "We simply prepared for the day we might meet someone like you. Humanity learned long ago to hope for the best, but prepare for the worst." More ships were arriving. The UNHS Solace and UNHS Haven appeared on their flanks, their own weapons already deployed. What had started as an attack on a single hospital ship had revealed humanity's hidden fleet. In the medical bay, a Neridian patient watched in awe as the ship's internal screens showed the gathering fleet. "You hide your strength," they said to Lisa. "Why?" Lisa checked the alien's bandages as she answered. "Because true strength isn't about showing off power. It's about choosing when to use it." The Valdari ships began to pull back, but it was too late. Humanity's message had to be sent clearly. Peter looked at his tactical display, now showing 15 former hospital ships against 8 Valdari vessels. "All ships," he ordered, "defensive formation Delta. Protect our patients first, but show them why you don't attack doctors." He turned to Catherine. "Dr. Walsh, how are our guests?" "Stable," she replied, "and very impressed with humanity's dedication to being prepared." The space around them glowed with the power of activated weapons as humanity's hidden fleet prepared to teach the Valdari Dominion a lesson about underestimating a species that had learned to hide its teeth behind a healer's smile. Admiral Elizabeth Warren stood on the bridge of Earth Command's primary defense station, watching tactical displays light up across human space. Reports flooded in from all sectors as hidden fleets revealed themselves. The Mercy's distress call had started a chain reaction that would change the galaxy forever. "Status report," she commanded, her silver hair reflecting the blue light of the tactical displays. 23 hospital ships have reported in, her aide responded. All are engaging their combat systems. The Valdari appear to be falling back in multiple sectors. Back at the battle, the Mercy led the formation of transformed hospital ships. Inside the medical bay, Catherine worked steadily despite the chaos around her. A young Neridian child grabbed her hand, 3 eyes wide with fear at each impact against the shields. "It's okay," Catherine said softly. "Our ships may fight, but we won't stop being healers." She gave the child a small smile before turning to Lisa. "Keep them calm. I need to check with the bridge." On the bridge, Peter Martinez coordinated with the other ship captains. The UNHS Hope and Comfort had taken flanking positions, their weapons fully deployed. Susan Mitchell's hands flew across her communications panel as she managed the flood of signals between ships. "Sir," she called out, "message from Earth Command. Admiral Warren is taking direct control of the operation. They're calling it Operation Nightingale." The main screen lit up with the Admiral's face. "Captain Martinez, your actions have forced our hand, but perhaps it's for the best. The Valdari need to learn that humanity's dedication to peace doesn't mean we're helpless." "Understood, Admiral," Peter replied. "What are your orders?" "Protect your patients first," Elizabeth commanded. "Then show them why you don't attack hospitals. All ships engage at will. Remember your training." The Valdari ships launched another attack, but this time they faced a coordinated fleet response. The hospital ships moved with surprising grace, their years of disguise falling away to reveal crews well-trained in both healing and warfare. In engineering, Maria watched her power readings with pride. "They never guessed," she said to her team. "All those years of hiding weapons systems behind medical equipment. Every maintenance check, every repair, we kept the secret." Gregory's tactical display showed more ships arriving. 5 Valdari cruisers just dropped out of faster-than-light travel, he reported. "But we got 7 more of our ships incoming. They're not going to know what hit them." The battle spread across the sector as more ships arrived from both sides. The Valdari discovered too late that every human hospital ship they'd ignored over the years was a heavily armed warrior in disguise. Each vessel carried not just medical supplies, but some of the most advanced weapons humanity had ever created. "All ships, form up on the Mercy," Admiral Warren ordered. "Protection detail around any ship still carrying patients. Show them that we can fight while still protecting those in our care." The fleet moved as one, decades of secret training paying off. The Valdari found themselves facing an enemy that could match their firepower while maintaining perfect formation around their wounded. It was a display of skill that sent a clear message. Humanity had been preparing for this day for a very long time. In the medical bay, the Neridian patients watched in awe as the battle unfolded on internal screens. One of their elders turned to Catherine. "Your people, you hide such strength behind acts of kindness. Why?" Catherine checked the elder's bandages as she answered. "Because true strength isn't just about having weapons. It's about knowing when to use them, and more importantly, when not to. We built this fleet hoping we'd never need it." The ships danced through space, their weapons blazing. What had started as an attack on a single hospital ship had revealed humanity's greatest secret, a fleet of warships hidden in plain sight, crewed by people trained to both heal and fight. Admiral Warren watched the battle unfold with grim satisfaction. "Send word to all sectors," she ordered. "All hospital ships are now authorized to reveal their true nature. It's time to show the galaxy that humanity's mercy doesn't make us weak. It makes us stronger." Space lit up with weapons fire as the transformed hospital fleet engaged the Valdari forces. The Mercy led the charge, its white hull now gleaming with activated weapon ports. Captain Peter Martinez watched from his command chair as Gregory Phillips coordinated their attack patterns. "Multiple hits on the lead Valdari cruiser," Gregory reported with satisfaction. "Their shields are failing. They didn't expect our weapons to be this advanced." The Valdari had thought they were attacking the helpless medical ship. Instead, they faced the full fury of humanity's hidden fleet. The UNHS Hope and Comfort flanked the Mercy, their own weapons blazing. Years of disguising military technology as medical equipment had paid off. Their weapons were unlike anything the Valdari had seen before. In the medical bay, Lisa Brooks worked steadily despite the battle raging outside. The wounded Neridians watched in amazement as their rescuers proved to be warriors as well as healers. Each hit against the shields made the lights flicker, but the medical equipment never lost power. "How are our patients?" Catherine asked over the comm system. "Stable," Lisa replied, checking monitors. "The backup systems are working perfectly." These ships really were designed to fight while protecting patients. On the bridge, Susan Mitchell's console lit up with urgent signals. "Captain, 3 more Valdari ships just arrived." "But, wait." Her eyes widened. "Sir, their weapons aren't charging. They're broadcasting a general signal." The main screen showed the face of a different Valdari commander, this one bearing more cybernetic implants than the first. "This is Fleet Commander Zarkax of the Valdari Dominion. You have proven unexpected." Peter stood from his chair. "This is Captain Martins. Are you ready to discuss terms?" "Terms?" The Valdari commander's mechanical eye weird. "You disguised warships as medical vessels. You broke all protocols of warfare." Admiral Warren's voice cut in from her command station. "We broke nothing. We simply prepared for the possibility that somewhere in the galaxy we might meet someone like you, someone who would attack a hospital ship." The battle paused as both sides assessed each other. The Valdari fleet had grown to 12 ships, but they faced 15 of humanity's transformed hospital ships, with more arriving every hour. Each human vessel was a perfect blend of medical facility and warship, capable of saving lives while taking them if necessary. In engineering, Maria Rodriguez monitored the power systems carefully. "Bridge, we can maintain full shields and weapons, while keeping all medical systems online. These ships were built for exactly this scenario." The Valdari commander's expression shifted to something approaching respect. "Your deception was impressive. To hide such military might behind acts of healing." "Why?" "Because," Peter replied, "humanity learned long ago that the best defense isn't always obvious strength. Sometimes it's making your enemies underestimate you while never compromising your principles." A new signal caught Susan's attention. "Captain, multiple faster-than-light signatures. It's the rest of the fleet." Space rippled as more ships arrived. The UNHS Grace, Charity, and Healing Light dropped out of faster-than-light travel, their medical bays full of rescued civilians from other Valdari attacks. Each ship was a testament to humanity's dual nature, healer and warrior combined. The Valdari ships began to pull back, their formation tightening. Fleet Commander Zarkax's expression hardened. "This is not over." "No," Admiral Warren agreed, "but it is paused. Take this message back to your Dominion. Humanity will not tolerate attacks on medical vessels, real or disguised. We will heal those who need it, and we will fight those who try to stop us." As the Valdari fleet retreated, the human ships maintained their defensive formation. In the Mercy's medical bay, Catherine watched the enemy ships disappear from the tactical display. A wounded Neridian touched her arm gently. "Your people are fascinating," they said softly. "You hide your fangs behind your healing hands." Catherine smiled as she adjusted their medication. We prefer to use the healing hands, but we learned to keep the fangs sharp, just in case. The transformed hospital fleet hung in space, their white hulls still marking them as vessels of mercy, even as their weapons remained ready. They had shown the galaxy that humanity's compassion was not weakness. It was their greatest strength. 3 weeks after the battle, the UNHS Mercy docked at Earth's primary medical station. Its white hull bore scorch marks from the fight, but its medical bays were still full of healing patients. Dr. Catherine Walsh stood at her familiar observation window, watching Earth shine below them. "Doctor," Lisa called softly from behind her. "The Neridian ambassador is ready to speak with Admiral Warren. They're asking for you to be there." Catherine nodded and followed her head nurse through the corridors. The ship had changed since the battle. Panels that once hid weapons now stood open, no longer needing to maintain the secret. Yet the medical equipment still took priority, showing that the Mercy hadn't forgotten its true purpose. In the main conference room, Admiral Elizabeth Warren stood with Captain Peter Martinez. The Neridian ambassador, Kexley, sat with them. 3 sets of eyes turned to Catherine as she entered. "Dr. Walsh," Kexley's melodic voice filled the room. "My people owe you and your crew a debt we can never repay. You not only saved our wounded but showed us that strength and healing can exist together." Elizabeth smiled warmly. "That's what humanity has been working toward for the past 20 years. Every hospital ship in our fleet is exactly what it claims to be, a place of healing. We just made sure they could defend that mission if needed." On the screens around them, reports showed the aftermath of the revelation. The Valdari Dominion had pulled back from multiple sectors, reassessing their strategy now that humanity's hidden fleet was exposed. Other alien species were reaching out, seeking alliances with the civilization that had shown such foresight and complexity. "The Valdari underestimated you," Kexley observed. "They thought attacking a medical ship would be easy. Instead, they revealed humanity's clever planning to the entire galaxy." Peter nodded. "We hoped we'd never need the weapons. Every ship in our fleet was built as a hospital first, warship second. That's why we called them the Trojan Horse class. Hidden strength behind a peaceful purpose." In the medical bay, Maria Rodriguez was showing a group of Neridian engineers how the ship's systems worked. The dual-purpose design fascinated them. Power systems that could switch from running medical equipment to charging weapons, cargo bays that could store either medical supplies or ammunition. "The best part," Maria explained, "is that none of it was a lie. Every medical system is real, every healing mission genuine. We just made sure we could protect our patients if we had to." Back in the conference room, Catherine reviewed the final casualty reports with the Admiral. Thanks to the fleet's quick response and advanced medical facilities, they hadn't lost a single patient during the battle. Even some wounded Valdari, picked up from damaged ships, had been treated alongside their former targets. "What happens now?" Catherine asked, looking at the assembled leaders. Elizabeth's expression was thoughtful. "Now we show the galaxy what humanity truly is. Our hospital ships will continue their missions, but openly armed. We'll heal those who need it and protect those who can't protect themselves." "And the Valdari?" Peter asked. Kexley's skin shimmed with subtle colors. "They're learning. Your response showed them that peaceful doesn't mean weak. Other species are watching too. Many are reconsidering their own approaches to space travel." "Then we did more than defend ourselves," Catherine said softly. "We showed there's another way, that you can be both strong and compassionate." Outside the station, more hospital ships were docking for refit. Their white hulls would stay white, a symbol of their primary mission, but their weapons would remain visible. A reminder to anyone who might threaten a healer that humanity's mercy came with teeth. "The galaxy's changing," Elizabeth observed. "And it started with one hospital ship that refused to abandon its patients." Catherine smiled as she watched a new group of wounded being brought aboard for treatment. The Mercy had revealed humanity's greatest secret, but it hadn't changed its true nature. It was still a place of healing, now better equipped to defend that noble purpose. As Earth turned slowly below them, The fleet of hospital ships stood as testament to humanity's dual nature. Healers who learned to fight, warriors who never forgot how to care. The galaxy would never be the same, and perhaps that was for the best.